Hey, today I'm gonna talk to you about MJML. So what is MJML? MJML is a framework that will help you to design email. So you will write less, you will save some time, and your code will be more efficient. But first, let me introduce myself. So I worked for 14 years as a camera assistant operator or camera woman. I even was a stage lighting designer, but and I attend the coding camp. Sorry, just stress. I've attended the coding bootcamp Le Wagon in 2020 because, as long as I can remember, I always have been interested in web development, and something inside me tells me that it was time to change career. So after the Wagon, I just soon after, I just became a teacher assistant, and I joined the Juggle team, a non-governmental organization, first as a volunteer and then as a freelancer. And one of the first tasks that I had to do in Juggle was to help to implement recommendations emails. You see where I'm going, right? I had to write emails. And as a web developer, writing and designing emails can be really complicated because, well, the first one is HTML and CSS has to be in the same file, and it can be really messy really quickly. It has to be responsive, and it should work with email clients like Outlook, Gmail, Apple, and you have to work with HTML table. I mean, who's working with table anymore? I mean, you can use Grid or Flexbox to achieve exactly the same thing. So you do not really need to use table. So that's something. But hopefully for web developers and hopefully for me, MJML exists. So why choose MJML to design email? Well, it's easy and quick. So write less code. And you save time. Okay, so it's responsive. It's responsive by design on most popular email clients, even Outlook. And it's component-based, so you can write reusable and extensible components. So it sounds perfect. So how to design email? So first you have to install, and of course you have to set up your config initializers. Sorry, the word is not easy in English. So you just make your config template language. So you have to tell him that you are working with ERB. If you want to see some in yours, or if you want to in yours them, so you can put it some true or false. You can optimize the size of your emails. And then you have to set up your emails, your mailer. So yeah, you are working with a layout, nothing fancy there. And then you have a view. So very basically, you have two files, the MJML mailer html.mgml file, just like this one. And you will have MJML mailer text.erb for the yield part. So really easy. So I could show you a lot of code snippets to explain you how MJML is working, but I just think it would be more fun if we could code a template together. So let's try it online. So as you can see, the online editor is really simple. I mean, you've got a code part on the left, and on the right, you have the design and the view part. You can choose to see the desktop view, or you can choose to see the mobile view. And as far as you know, for just 15 lines of code, if you want to see what it should take you to make it responsive into HTML, you can see there, That's a long, long file just for 15 lines of code. So now I'm gonna just change up, sorry. We're gonna to design, to make a template together. So basically we've got the HTML, the MJML first tag, which looks like the HTML. And we've got body with a section. The section will just like be your div class, something like that. And you have your column, and inside the column, you have an image, divider, and MG text. So really simple from this place. So first I'm going to change the image, because I mean, we're not a talk, we're not talking about MJML. We're just going to put, the logo. And I'm going to change the right a little bit bigger. All right. I want to change the color too of the divider. So I'm going to use the logo colors here. And the text too. Okay. So as you can see, when you're doing something wrong, there is a little cross and you see that my attribute color has invalid value. So you know exactly what you're doing wrong. So I'm going to just change the size a little bit. I want to, well, change maybe the style, the font is here. So, okay, let's have a Roboto, and mostly I want to align the text in the center position. So that's it. So I can see it's responsive. So what will be the next step into a design template? I mean, now I've got, a title. I would like to make maybe a presentation text that will come here. And then we will put some cards with a call to action button. And then we could put some social links. And to finish, maybe we can put some footer with some contact information in it. So let's do it. So you know that you are working with sections. So we have to create a first section. Okay, so oops, sorry. So the first section. So inside the section, I will have to put a colon. So as you can see, it proposes me different type of options naturally. So in a column, I want to put some text. So and now everything is good. So I've got prepare little text. I put it. So I want to make several sentences, but not several paragraphs. So I just use the BR tag to go to the line. So I'm gonna add another. I want to add a paragraph. So to add another paragraph, I just have to make another text section. Okay. And now I want to add some card with a CTR button. So it's exactly the same thing. Until now, you create a section. You will create an MG column. And inside the column, you will add MG attributes, just like for the logo. So in the MG image, as a template for email, you have to go, it has to be 600 pixel wide. So I'm gonna tell that I want 200 pixel wide photos, okay? I have to put the link, so I'm gonna fetch up that information. So you've got a little image. Then I want to add some text beside it. So very easy. Another one, okay. And I want to create a button, a call to action button. So it's just a MG button. We're just creating an MG button. So I'm gonna put some text inside it, okay. And as you can see, the button is not really fancy, right? So what do we need? First, we need a link. Okay, so I'm gonna add the link. Then I want to align the button to the center. And maybe we can use some background color because, well, it will be more fancy like that. So I'm gonna just take that color. And what if I was adding some border radius just to make it look prettier? So maybe 20 pixels. No, I'm testing. Okay, that looks good. And what about the font size? Maybe 12 pixels. Okay, so it looks cool now. So we got the first cards, but I would like to make 3 cards, so 3 inline cards. So that's pretty simple. I just have to take that column part and I can reproduce it. As simple as that. As you can see, you've got 3. So we can put something nice. I mean, we can change the photos. It will be simpler. It will be beautiful. I mean, if I'm doing just choosing the link, this is the second link, and I'm going to change the last link. All right. Okay, so we've got 3 different links. So let's look how it will be into mobile. So into mobile, it will look like that, just like tap and just like magic. So it's really cool. And the fact if you want to have a first photo up, you have to put it on the left. It's just a little code. It will come from left to right, and the left will be on the top, and the last photo on the right will be on the bottom. So it's something that you have to know. So for now, it's pretty cool. So what about adding some social media? I mean, so exactly the same thing. I just have to add a section. Again, I can add MG group because I want to group them together. I don't want them to display in line when I will put in a device. So I want to group them. So I had to add the column section again. And I will have to, and the fact this is really great with MJML, they handle social media. So if you don't want to look for a particular image, you can use the image that they are giving to you, actually. So you can just call them with an MG social element image. So I can say, here I want to have a Facebook, maybe. Oh, sorry. So I want Facebook. All right. So you can see the logo. I have a link to deal with. I don't forget the link. And I want to, well, to put a name actually inside it. So if I want to add Instagram elements, I can just put Instagram. And it happens just by magic. The Instagram element appears. So it's Instagram. And, well, what else? Maybe, well, Twitter element. Oops, the typo. Okay, so I can add Twitter. All right. So here it is. So how does it look? Okay. It's a little bit, a little bit too close. So I want to add some spaces and maybe having an icon a little bit wider. So I can put some tag here. I can put some icon size. What about 24 pixel, maybe? Okay, and I want them to display horizontally, in horizontal. So I can try that. And if it's not horizontal, it could be another way, it could be vertical. So how does it look? So it will be displayed this way. No, I think I will go horizontal. And we can add to maybe an align center because, well, just to be sure. And I want to add some padding. The first that you have to know with MJML, it's you do not have any margin existing, only padding. So you have to build the design with padding. So it's something that, at first place, it's quite, could be a little bit destabilizing, but you're getting to it really quickly. And then the last parts of our template is we can add maybe a footer. So we can always, the MG section, we're just building it. So, after that, we can add a MG column. And inside it, inside the MG colon, you can add some texts, of course, because we need to put some information. Okay, so I'm gonna add some text very quickly. Up. So you can see now how it looks in mobile version and for the device. Maybe I can add something, you know, maybe add some align center here, and maybe a background color too, to just make it more visible. I mean, du coup, a grayscale would be great, I think. Why didn't background color, did I misspell it? Ah, no, all right. It's not there, sorry. It's an MG section. It's all this section that I want. So you can see the section here. And I can add some padding button too, because I think it's really, really close to the bottom, and I don't think it's really great. I want to read much more, so it's a little bit more. So the other things that we can add to, it's some personalization, like you can add some CSS class, kind of CSS class. So it's everything will be in a head. So we can, you know, make some well, like components, you know, like CSS attributes, and you can call them. So I just thought, badly formatted, what happens? Ah, yeah, because I just forget it, my MG head, okay. So I just told them that all the text will have a padding of 10 pixels. I want to have some MG class that with the text name will have a font family of Roboto and a font size of 15 pixels, and will be align center. So I'm going to put this MG class here so we can look how it looks. So MG class, I'm going to put some text so you can see the difference. We can put MG class here too, by example, and oops, and we can put also the text footer. We want to make it differently, so I can add the MG class here. So okay, so it happens, and if I want to add a card shadow for a special, by example, this part of the text, I want to add a card shadow, I can add it. I just have to add a MG style. So I'm gonna put it here. And I just have to call it actually on the part where I want to add it. So I want to add it on this text. So this is the CSS class called card shadow. And looks, it just appears. So if I'm going to the mobile version, I can see it's not perfect. Maybe because I can add some padding to, you know, make it more beautiful. Maybe 15 pixels would be okay. So you can see that now you will see that the count shadow and it will happen. So basically, well, it's really easy template and it's a really quick one. You can do much more with MJML, but it really helps you to design an email really faster and really quick. And it's much more easy actually to manipulate. Because if you want to do the same thing in HTML, you will have to deal with something like that. I mean, that long. And it's really not the same thing, you know. I don't think I could make a talk about designing a template in HTML for emails in 15 minutes. It's not possible, actually. So, well, not at my level. So that's a thing that I really like with MJML. And another thing that is really great is MJML's got a very supporting and active community on Slack and GitHub. It's an open source project, so everyone can participate. If you have any question, they will be answering you very quickly. You've got the online editor, but you've got also an application, and the application is really great because you can test the emails. I mean, you can get an account with Mailjet and send you a fake email while you are designing it, so you can see exactly how it looks on your different device. And you have VS Code, Sublime Text, and Atom add-on extension. And mostly it's very well documented. And that is really great, because when you are working on a framework, sometimes it's really the most complicated is to understand how it works and how you can design something actually. And well, I have to say that MJML really changed my life as to designing the notification system and the recommendation email of the Juggle team, of a Juggle. So it's really great. And when you have a little project, personal project, I think it's always great to make something a little bit more personalized. So, well, thank you for your support. Thank you for your talk. I was a little bit nervous, as you can see, and I'm really happy to share you MJML and to have this opportunity as a junior developer to show you something. So thank you.